Hello, and welcome to another episode of Baddie to Baddie, Love and Cancer. My name is Marissa. I am the co-founder and CEO of For the Breast of Us, an all-inclusive online community for all women of color who have been impacted by breast cancer. Today, I am joined by Michelle and Harold Benjamin. Say hello, guys.
Hello.
How we doing?
Good. For everybody watching and listening, this is a part of our series called Love and Cancer, where we are interviewing couples and friends and family members and them discussing how cancer has impacted their relationships. So we'll go on ahead and get started if y'all are ready.
Ready?
Okay. All right. So, Michelle, you are one of our Baddie ambassadors. Why don't you tell our listeners and those who are watching a little bit about your diagnosis?
Okay, so I was first diagnosed at 36 in 2020 with stage 1 triple negative breast cancer. Went through treatment, went through surgery, actually found For the Breast of Us in my process of trying to find representation of people that look like me going through the same journey. And I kind of like followed you guys from the very beginning, joined you guys. Started my own organization called the Fearless Warrior Project. And, this been advocating for cancer warriors like myself, teaching women about their rights and how to advocate for themselves, and also empowering young women to learn about their bodies. Mm-hmm. Unfortunately, October of last year, my cancer came back and it's now metastatic. So I'm currently in a clinical trial for metastatic triple negative breast cancer. I've had about 4 sessions already, having a partial response, which is major. So that's my story.
Yes.
Oh, and I am a mother of 2. I have 2 kids and a wife, right? I have a
Yes.
6-year-old son
Harold is your husband.
Harold is my husband.
Hello, Harold. Thank you for joining us. You're pretty familiar with For the Breast of Us, though. You were at our inaugural sneaker ball just this past year. So you're one of what we call our baddie bows, for sure. Well, let's go ahead and get started. So how did you guys meet?
You want to tell a story?
I'm gonna let you tell it. Yeah.
Oh my God. So back in my prime days.
Here we go.
Back in my prime days, we met in 2002?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was 18 and I was at a house party in Harlem by myself. And I met Harold.
Yeah, I was like being grown. You over there being fast.
Yes, I was by myself. I used to roll Dolo by myself. And sorry about that. And I met Harold actually in the hallway. It was a house party in the project. I met Harold in the hallway. He was with a group of his friends. So when you go to parties and you walk through a group of guys, everybody's kind of staring at you, right? So as I was walking past, I walked past and I was like, "You ain't have to touch my butt." And that's how I started the conversation with him. And he was like,
"So wait. So hold on. So did he actually touch your butt, or was that your way of trying to shoot your shot?"
So I'm gonna be honest, because we argue about this all this time. So it was not me shooting my shot. It was more so everybody was staring at me. So I'm a person like to break the ice.
Mm-hmm. So that was your icebreaker, though?
That was but he was close to it, though. He was close to it.
I mean, just own up to it. Just say, yeah, that's like, I seen him. I thought he was cute, and so that's what I did.
And then I was because it was a house party, it was extra crowded. I stayed in the hallway. So I was standing in the hallway, and he came and stood next to me, and we just started cracking jokes about everybody else at the party. Mm-hmm. So that's my version of the story. What's your version?
She's come a long way. She actually admitted it. That was crazy. She's come a long way. But yeah, she was walking through, and it was like something about the way she walked through. I kind of knew, no, she's not leaving here without me. So yeah.
So you seen the signs and you fell for it, huh?
No, she got me. Without a doubt.
Okay. You fell for it,
Yeah, she got me.
Yeah. And so, so this was back When you said 2000 and what?
2002.
Yeah.
Okay. And so how long did you guys date before you got married?
For about 5 years.
You sure about 5 years? We got married in 2000.
Oh snap! I'm sorry.
We got married in 2009. So
Right.
2 from 9 is what, 7?
Yeah. So you guys dated for 7 years.
And when we had our son was at our wedding. He was running around. He was about 2 or 3. Yeah.
So we had him 5 years.
Yeah, after. Yeah.
Okay. So were you guys like solid that whole 7 years, or was it kind of like on and off?
I'll say about 80% solid and like 20% if. So Harry was going to school in Atlanta. He went to Morris Brown College. And he was from Harlem, but he was from Harlem. And I used to travel back and forth. We both used to travel back and forth to see each other. And then he wound up moving back home. And it was we were both like I started when I met him, I was 18 and he was 23. So we were still kind of in our prime.
Right.
And we're both Sagittarius. We're 3 days apart.
Mm-hmm.
So we're both very stubborn.
Mm-hmm.
And I was accustomed to dating more than being in a relationship. So I was very like, I didn't need a man, type of chick. And I had standards of certain things, and just certain things I didn't have tolerance for.
Right.
And in his words, I didn't know how to humble myself. Did I say it right?
So yeah. So I guess you can surmise by this point, we had our ups and downs throughout the times, but looking back on everything now, it feels like it just prepared us for where we are right now.
Right. Yeah. I like that. I like that perspective. So, you guys dated for about 7 years and then you got married. Mm-hmm. And so you've been married for about how long now?
Don't look over there.
You should know this. You get a calculator now?
So we
got married in 2009 we got married April 9th, 2009. Right. And it's now February 2023. So we coming up going.
Getting close.
Still
like 15. A whole bid.
It's a whole bid though. That's the real part of it. Like sometimes we forget about the numbers part.
Right.
And like really be like, we did a whole bid with each other.
Mm-hmm.
So like, you try to lead a person, you can't lead a person. Even if they decided to date other people, like you still part of the package. Like we all come to Sunday dinners together. We part of the package, like that's how it feels.
Yeah.
We were friends. We were best friends, I think, before we really took a relationship seriously. Like we could be outside cracking jokes and start rapping, we used to be in the train station in Atlanta. When he took me to Atlanta, I was like shell shocked because I'm from New York. And everybody's smiling and saying good morning to you. And you looking like good morning. Like,
no, it's really like that.
And I was like, why are these people so nice? Like, I don't want them. And we just bust out, started rapping on the train.
Mm-hmm.
Just like we always had that vibe with each other of being best friends.
Yeah, I love that. Absolutely love it. Okay, so while you were dating, who said I love you first?
Come on, son. Come on.
So I'm going to be 100. He said it first. But I said it shortly after.
Like what shortly after? Like he said I love you and then you said I love you too, or what?
Listen, I don't know what story you telling.
It's the chemo brain. I don't know. Yeah. I don't know. All right. I don't know.
We're gonna leave it at chemo brain. It's the chemo brain. It's the chemo brain.
Oh, okay.
And probably said it first because I'm gonna be real. He was the first guy that I actually felt comfortable with. Where a lot of a lot of guys, like I used to date a lot. I was the girl that didn't want to be in a relationship with nobody.
Mm-hmm.
Like I was in my prime, I had
Tell your story.
I was in my
Tell your story.
prime, I had the Coca-Cola shape. I ain't have any kids. I was, just out of high school, and I wasn't really trying to I didn't have the patience for a relationship.
Mm-hmm.
And he was the first guy like that actually was like, no, you're my girlfriend. And I was like, okay. Other guys, I'd be like, nah, I don't know about that. We have to talk about these things. We have to know each other a little bit more than that.
Right.
Type of thing.
Yeah. Well, see, you just knew what you wanted.
Yep. See.
That doesn't mean I'm always agreeing with you, because this story is real fishy to me right now. So I'm just like, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so Valentine's Day is coming up. So do you guys celebrate Valentine's Day or no?
Not really.
Okay. I try to make sure I do something nice and make sure I'm considerate of just the day in general, just to, make sure that she always knows how much I appreciate her. But we've been together a long time. So it's like,
right.
These days is just another way of showing appreciation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we really, or not, honestly, since we became parents, I think the focus is more for them.
Mm-hmm.
Like doing nice stuff for them, but because we do nice stuff for each other all the time. Like even this Saturday, Saturday, like, so we both roller skate, like heavy. We argue about that as well. Like, he wasn't as sneaky, I was as sneaky thing. But they just opened up a skating rink in Brooklyn. And he surprised me and took me. Now, mind you, I'm going through treatment. I can't really skate in big crowds, and I'm not my techniques is not as spectacular as they once was.
Right.
But just thought that this was something that we both shared, as even us not knowing each other, we both had a love for skating. It was really nice for him to take me, so I appreciate that.
You're welcome. I knew that she like missed being out there, like being on the scene. It's like the grand opening, so it was like a bunch of people.
Right.
It was like, I know she kind of missed being out and about, and so it was just another reason to give us something to do together.
Yeah, I love it. See, you guys had a little Valentine's Day weekend, even if you don't celebrate.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're gonna dive into Harold, you being Michelle's caregiver. And so what is it like being a caregiver to Michelle, especially now that she has a stage 4 diagnosis?
Stressful. No, it's no matter the juncture or the stage, it's always been something that I've taken like very seriously, and kind of been in a state of mind where I'm willing to like drop everything and just make sure that she has what she needs, or as much as I can give her, as long as my arm extends. It's been that way from the very beginning.
Yeah.
And
did it change for you at all, once she received the stage 4 diagnosis, or has it just always remained the same?
I don't think it changed. It's just me being extra attentive and patient and understanding, and it's been that way since we were first diagnosed.
Okay.
Yeah.
I love how you said we. That's so beautiful.
Yeah.
Oh, see, that's why you're one of our baddie bows. So, with this diagnosis, and especially, Black and brown couples, it's really hard. It's hard for us to communicate. It's just, but we're working on it, right? As, people in general. So if you were talking to other men who have, partners in their lives who were diagnosed with stage 4 breast cancer, what is some advice that you would give them?
Well, just to be supportive, because on any given day, you never know what, I guess, your partner may need for that specific day. Like, for example, I ain't trying to put you on the spot, right? So, for example, some mornings, so I'm very active with the kids, right? So I have to get my daughter up. I have to get her washed up, get her dressed, brush her teeth, got her clothes, and get her something to eat before we get out the door, right? And the thing is, most days when we wake up, like she's out of it. You know what I'm saying? Like she really can't do much. She's like going through her own situation at that moment in time. So it's more or less about me just checking on her, making sure that she's up and she's alert. And then I have to focus all of my attention on our daughter and getting her ready for school. And a lot of times we get out the door late, right? Because I'm just, I'm tussling with her, trying to get her, changing outfits and doing all that other stuff. But on other days, like she is up, she is alert, and we're out the door like this, right? We're out the door, we're on time. It's like it's not a struggle at all. I'm like, damn, like, right? So I say that to say sometimes, in those moments where I'm like struggling with my daughter and she's fighting me every step of the way, I can get frustrated because I'm like, damn, if I had some help, I can get out here on time. I can get her to school on time. I can get to work on time. Everything is, but in those same moments, I have to like take a second and, remind myself, what's happening and why, we're doing all of this that we're doing. And in those moments, you kind of, remind yourself of the devotion that you have and why you're in a relationship that you're in. So I say all that to say, it's just more or less, I don't know. For me, it's been the patience of it all, the what's the word I'm looking for? What's the word I'm looking for? Yeah. It's the patience of it all. Honestly, it's like I'm in this for a reason. I understand why I'm in this, and just the constant reminding myself of why, in those moments.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What is something that you would want Michelle to know about you as being her caregiver?
Oh man. I don't know. Something that I want her to know.
Like, I'm sure she knows that, you love her, that she loves you. But what is it? Is you being a caregiver? What is something that you would want her to know what it's like, you being a caregiver to her?
That it ain't easy. And that sometimes, when she's feeling up to it, it makes me feel good when she asks, "Am I okay?" Right? Or do I need anything? Or is everything okay with me? I ain't saying you don't. I ain't saying you don't. I'm just saying it feels good, and in case she didn't know, and I want her to know.
Yeah, I like that too. That almost brought a little tear to my eye. And Michelle, you giving him the side eye. I'm like, girl, listen to the man. He's
no, it's not that. It's not that. It's more so like, so I do hear, like, I'm more of a doer than a speak. I speak about stuff too, but like, whatever. Like, I do notice things, and I know that this whole change has been a lot. Like, even when I was re-diagnosed and I literally went up to the hospital, because the hospital, you get your charts before your results before they call you. And I saw, and I was like, hell fucking no, we not doing this again. And I went up to the hospital, and he like left work and met me there, like we was gonna run down on the doctor. And the doctor knew it was coming. Like, they were ready for us. Like, literally, as soon as we came in, they was like, they was like, come in the consult room. It's okay. But it's like, from a perspective, like when your life has changed, right? And you went through it and you're like, okay, I know I got 8 months to do treatment, and then I could start rebuilding my life back. And like things can start going back to normal. And it was like, my kids was getting their mom back. I was doing more, being more back involved in my household. And then they get hit with news that, nah, sis, it ain't, your journey ain't finished yet. And now it's like, now I got to put my family through this again. Like, as a woman, like, I'm thinking I'm like, is my husband going to be willing to do this again? Like,
Right.
is he willing to sacrifice? Because he likes to play basketball. You know, he likes to be social. And he hasn't been social. And I know he hasn't been social. Look at me go. He'll make a smile. Because his thing is now family, work, family. But I also know he's human.
Right.
And then there's a lot of things out of my control. Like a lot of ways that I feel is out of my control. And, you know, yes, we have a lot of family members, but at the end of the day, the real people that's going to be in your corner is your core family. Like, everybody not going to stop what they doing because you're throwing up and you're feeling nauseous. You know, you call your sister and she'll tell you she'll give you a call in an hour, or, you know, my mom will say she's coming. She don't come to 10 o'clock tonight. I'm asleep by then. But I know it's a lot on him. And this is not what we envision our life to be. And, you know, even with our daughter, like she's 6, and I hear them in the morning arguing about outfit changes. And sis she's real particular about what she want to wear. Like I'll put out clothes for her. The whole outfit done changed. Or dad felt the sneakers didn't go with the tracksuit, so they gotta. And it's both of them. They got they love. That's their thing. So, you know, I try my best to show him appreciation, show him that I appreciate what he does. You know, like I get massage therapy. I'll pay for him to get massages, and you know, I try to do nice things for him just to have a moment to himself.
Yeah. So is that something that you would tell Michelle? Is that something that you would tell other, you know, thrivers out there, is to, you know, definitely pour into any of their caregivers?
Definitely. Like, you know, I'm a big believer in self-care, but self-care is just not just about yourself. Like, you have to involve your whole family. So like I do sound healing. I took my husband with me. You know, we both wear our shakas bracelets. Show your shaka bracelets. You know? we both go through our meditation. You know, you have to bring your people in too, because everybody's going through it. Everybody's going through it.
Yeah. I know. I always say, I think I said this before, like, or maybe it was on one of our meetings where I just said, you know, it's not just us that's diagnosed. It's, you know, the people around us are diagnosed too. They're just diagnosed in a different way, in a different capacity. So it all just, you know, giving each other grace.
Yep.
Harold, you look like you were going to say something.
No. I'm just appreciating what I'm hearing right now.
Oh, okay. You taking it in?
Yeah, keep it coming.
Okay, so Michelle, what is Harold's favorite movie?
I don't know, honestly. What you mean? It's not The Last Dragon. The Warriors.
Okay, you better.
The Warriors. Harold was a beatbox kid that used to break dance back in the day. So, so he like anything with Cool Herc and all the old rappers. You're not that old, it's okay. But like he
No, I did not see that one coming.
He like so the Warriors, Juice. Okay, Belly.
Yep.
Okay. Yep. But what? So, but you don't have like a particular one that's like that's your movie.
Like that you have to watch every single time, no matter when it comes. Like if it's on, you flip it to the channels and you know it's on, you have to stop and watch it.
Man, it's a couple of those. The weirdest ones. Guilty pleasure. You ever seen the movie A League of Their Own?
Yes.
Yo, I don't know why I gotta see it. I love it.
Yeah, that is a guilty pleasure, because I'm like that. It's an odd one too, but
yeah. But I don't know why.
I mean, hey, everybody's got their things they like.
Yeah.
Friday after next year. All the Fridays he likes.
Okay.
All the Fridays he likes.
Okay. So Harold, do you cook?
Yes.
Yes, he does.
Okay. So what is Michelle's favorite dish that you make?
It's a lot to choose from.
I mean, you got to pick one. Pick one.
If I had to choose one, I give you the most recent one she's been asking for. Oxtails. You've been asking for oxtails.
Mm-hmm.
So I make the oxtails with the okra and the corn and the tomatoes. It's kind of a good look. It's a good look. So if I had to pick one, it'd be that one.
Okay. Is that
Mhm.
right, Michelle?
He's correct.
I'm
Mhm.
gonna have to come over one day and have you make that too. Just let me know. I'll come
Yes.
over. So Harold, who's Michelle's celebrity crush?
Ooh. Ooh.
I want to hear what he gonna say because we joke about this all the time, and he always picked the wrong people.
I think I know who it is. I don't like it. Like, it made me feel uncomfortable. Like, but she had said Rick Ross. Is that correct?
Oh, that's interesting.
Yes, I like so forever. It's his mannerism. It's not his, not when he was the big. He's a smaller guy now, but it's his mannerism.
Okay.
Harold's like, I don't care. Like,
like but he took me to a Rick Ross concert.
I mean, yeah, I mean, he should. Yeah.
I mean, I'm in check. You know, go see him.
Okay, so Michelle, now you answer that question. Who's Harold's celebrity crush?
Christina Milian.
Really?
Yeah. Who got served? Like,
what you mean?
I just look, you know what? And this is why y'all are together, because y'all have two totally different opposite people.
Tony Braxton.
Oh my God. I used to love her.
You used to, or you still do?
No, I mean, as you get older, you see other people, but for a very long time, she was, yeah.
Okay. So what would you guys tell other couples who are navigating breast cancer diagnosis?
I think key thing is don't forget who you once were. Like, don't make life all about cancer. If you and a person had a dynamic together, hold on to that. Because at the end of the day, yes, cancer is part of your story, but it's not your life. Like, don't make it your 24/7. Like, we could be home and we could bust out singing karaoke or start dancing. Our daughter has a new microphone. She makes her own up. She makes her own songs up. And we'll bust out and sing with her. We have a whole dynamic of like just fun with each other.
Yeah.
And we make sure that we show that, not just that, Michelle has cancer. Like,
Right.
even at our treatment sessions, like, we do TikTok videos. We be really arguing about like what music we gonna play, because at the end of the day, we don't want to be stuck in with the scenery or where we at. Like, we know we're in the chemo suite, right?
Right.
But we don't gotta act like we're in the chemo suite. We can act like we on the beach, and even like, we see that type of mindset trickling down to our kids, like, with the whole Beyonce concert, mom was about to press that button and spend that $1,000 on them tickets. And my daughter was like, we could go to Hawaii and play her album on the beach.
Right.
Sunset. Like, she's sick. But she was telling me to make adult decisions, but just the whole, her mindset of creating a memory that's lasts longer than 3-hour concert. You understand? Like, being that, thinking outside the box and not just making life about cancer, because it's not.
Right. Yeah.
That was really good.
Harold, would you like to answer differently or add something to that?
I think she hit it right on the head.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, we're wrapping up. I got a couple more questions for y'all, though.
Okay.
My next question is what one word would you use to summarize your relationship?
Oh.
I'll go first, since you want to piggyback. I already know you're going to piggyback.
Okay.
I would say resilient.
damn, that was my word.
See, that's why you should have went first. That's what happens when you want to delay.
And I say resilient because we've been through a lot. Like, and it's not like craziness that people would think of a relationship, long-term relationship, but getting to learn each other and learning to put your ego and your pride aside and humble yourself to be with a person that acts just like you.
Yeah.
You know, oftentimes we would get into arguments and our arguments would be so petty. Like anybody looking from the outside and would be like, if they don't, are they serious? Like, oh, you shut up. No, you shut up. Like, oh, you shut up. Like, it would turn into those type of arguments and be real serious because nobody wants to back down.
Right. Yeah.
And even at times where we felt like it was a wrap, and even with me, like I would throw the word divorce around all the time when I got pissed off because I just was like, I'm done.
Mm-hmm.
And the resilience of the reality of this is my life partner, right? This is the person that, sometimes you don't know what the plans God sets for you and how your path is going to be. And I know even in my journey, I know if me and him were not together, he would still be sitting next to me. And he would still be that guy at the hospital with me every single day. Like, even I remember when I was first diagnosed, he was like, well, I don't know if you're trying to leave me now. But you better tell your whatever little boyfriend you got, I'm not going nowhere. Like, but I would say if the roles were reversed, he knows for a fact I would be talking the same smack.
Right. Yeah.
That's just who I am.
Yeah.
And I'll be sitting right there in the hospital room like this. You need something to drink, love? You good?
Right.
That's just me. But resilience, we know our family is much stronger than anything.
Yeah. Harold, what about you? What one word would you use?
You can't use my word.
No, you got to come up with your own word.
Oh, gosh. Oh, man. One word. You're right. I should have went first.
Mm-hmm.
Come on, Black Panther.
It's a bunch of words because it's hard to pick just one word that describes everything that we are, everything that we've been through, and and how it's all brought us to this point. Because it's a lot. It's a lot.
You need help? You need a lifeline?
Help me out. Throw me a lifeline. Unstoppable.
Right. I like that one. He doesn't like it. But now, if you went first, you wouldn't have had to.
Right. Unstoppable. Yeah. Okay, I'll take it.
Okay. Well, to close out, I'll ask you guys. I'll give you guys a sentence to finish that I've asked everybody that I've interviewed so far. So, Harold, we'll start with you this time. But I want both of you guys to finish the sentence, and it is, I love you because.
See, now this one, she should have taken it. I love you because you are who you are. I love you because you won't allow me. You won't allow me to half step. You've never allowed me to half step. You've always stood tall and made me, step forward in this relationship and make sure I'm coming correct. And sometimes I used to look at it as like an impediment to our relationship, but as the time has gone on and, even with us, having our daughter now, I realized that type of approach to our relationship has kind of helped me become the person that I am.
Yeah.
So I love her for that.
I love that.
Record that myself.
Okay, Michelle, your turn. I love you because.
And you better come correct.
I love you because of the man that you are. I watch how, what attracted me to you from the very beginning was the love you have for your community, the love you have for yourself and the people you really love. And the fact that you didn't allow people to change your narrative of what you wanted your story to look like. Like, I see you, like Harold is in his community. He runs a tournament, Boulder City basketball. He works with the youth. And he's there every single day, like hardcore dealing with the youth that people don't want to deal with. And not unapologetic about his approach, like doing it for free. And not caring. Those are people that are genuinely kind-hearted. We have people that are representatives that will show you that want you to believe that they care about you. But if you were, I always tell people at the end of the day, if I'm on a bridge about to jump, who's going to really come and stop that what they're doing to come save me?
Mm-hmm.
And you want those people in your life, people that genuinely care about you, whether you were a millionaire or y'all all slept in the same room and on one bed. Right. And the fact that I love him because of the man he is for me. He puts up with my shit, and I know I bring a lot of shit to the table. Mm-hmm. And I know I'm hard to, and my father even said it. It's real when your parents tell you. And it's been times where he will be in the same room and he don't want nothing to deal with me, but he doesn't leave that room.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. That's a testament to,
even this, and this was like when I was going through chemo treatments, I used to always tell people, Harold shows up, but he's never emotionally there. And my therapist was like, but sis, he showed up. Like you have to allow people to show up on their terms, because maybe he's pissed off at something you did and he's not ready to let that go. But he didn't allow that to stop him from being present.
Right.
And I had to humble myself, which is a lie. I had to humble myself, which is a lot, to understand. To understand that, because when you're so accustomed to, you're so accustomed to being that person that has something to say with high expectations, and then you dealing with another person every single day is a lot. You're dealing with their attitude and everything. And I love the fact that regardless of all the boulders and walls and mountains that I put up in between us, he always stood his ground. Like he was never like, I'm done with it.
Yeah.
In the moments when we had our breakups, it was never like, I'm done with it. It was always like, I'm gonna give her space, and then I'm gonna come right back. And if I don't care, we don't gotta talk to each other. We can sit in the same room and not talk to each other.
Right. Yeah. Well, that's good.
We don't laugh at each other, but it's just gonna be what it is. And even now, like, our kids see it, and our kids think it's comical. When we have our little disagreements, where they'll be like, "Oh, come on, guys, we're friends now, right? Like, you sit over there, y'all sit over there, y'all gonna be friends later." Like, so I love him for that, because in reality, a lot of men would not stick around for that. Like, we both were raised in families where our grandparents were together for years, right? And then you hear about when your grandparents die, you hear about all the stories that really went down with grandma and grandpa and cousin and Uncle Jimmy that everybody had, nobody knew about.
Right.
But, the reality of it is that they stuck it through.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh, I love that. Well, thank you guys. I appreciate both of you for opening up and being vulnerable and talking about your relationship. And Michelle, as you know, we are always rooting for you and praying for you and your treatment that you're in right now. And Harold, you're stuck with the baddies. I mean, it is what it is. But I appreciate you both. And thank you so much for taking the time to sit down with me this evening. And for everybody that is watching and listening, thank you for watching and listening to another episode of Love and Cancer. Talk to you guys later.